Welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and welcome to the match preview for Arsenal versus Everton. Everton are travelling to Arsenal only not 3 weeks after beating them at Goodison. So, this game's come around really quickly. In that time, we've lost 2 games, won one in between, 2 wins and 2 losses under Sean Dyche. So, mixed bag going to the Emirates, though. It's going to be a tall order. Obviously, Arsenal find themselves top of the league. Our away form, it speaks for itself, really, doesn't it? But you just never know because these kind of games may well suit the manager. I mean, well, this is where you come in, Owen, because obviously you know more about what Sean Dyche can do in these scenarios than anyone.
Yeah, I think for me, I'll go for what I think. On when I think it's gonna have to be a game where we just have to give everything to defend the goal. I don't think we really. The Goodison game at home is different because the crowd pushes you on, and there's a little bit more of an unknown element to the game which can push on to win it. When you go away to these grounds, it's very different. I hope it's a bit of a quiet one in their ground, and it's just a bit. It takes them a while, and we can keep that crowd down, get men behind the ball, defend pretty much apart from a brief sort of like 10 minutes how we have been, apart from against Villa. And who knows? I think you have to you have to sort of play to respect the point in this game, and sort of if we get a point, I think we'll be on delighted after, won't we? And
I
I
think
think
we'll
that
have with a point.
yeah, exactly. Let's if we can get that, if we can get that point, it sets us up for Forest and takes a little bit of pressure off that. It's a free hit, but there's a lot to like gain from it. That I
Mm.
felt this about the Anfield game, and I know it didn't really work out, but if you go there and kind of get something, you really are like you really are gaining because it's a free hit in a way. So if you lose, it's not like the end of the world. You just move on very quickly. It's got that kind of feel to it for me. I would I would defend a little bit more like stoically and a bit more religiously than we did at Anfield. I felt like we got a bit caught between two stools at Anfield. I think we've got to just go in. If it goes 1-0, we go 1-0 down, keep it at 1-0 for as long as we can and hope for that chance. Don't just go like
Chasing it.
running after it because we'll get it'll be two and then three and then it'll be four. Just keep at it and then if damage limitation essentially, but can't kind of try and keep it 0-0 and keep it as tight as we can so we've got something to hold on to or something to try and nick in the last 10 minutes. That's how I would think about the game because I don't think it's a game you're going to go out and try and win because I don't think no one only City have won down there, haven't they? Brentford went there a few weeks, got a point doing something similar. Um, I'd be looking to pretty much do that. I'd probably stick with pretty much the same 11 against Villa, except I'd probably change the striker and then just keep at it. And then we'll worry about the preparation for Sunday after this. But let's see if we can get a team to go because we can't right before into writing games off. There's not that many left really, so we have to take every game as it comes. I'm definitely sure we won't the the team won't be thinking about a free hit or nothing like that. So for me, it's all about can we get the best possible outcome we can out of it, and wherever that is I think you stick with the basis of the midfield five and the back four and the goalie, and I think you probably give Ellis Sims a run out for the next 2 games, given how we just really haven't looked to like um finishing chances off with Neil Maupay up front.
You'd start Sims for Arsenal or
For both of the next 2 away games.
interesting. some people thinking like obviously Mopay sort of is good for ruffling like feathers of an opponent and like
My
when the
issue is
team's better than you are. But
I get that, and I wouldn't have an issue if he played on Wednesday and Sims Sunday. Well, it's really slim pickings, but
say that again.
I wouldn't. I suppose Sims they just kept coming back to I was Anfield with him up front, so I wouldn't be cross either way. But with Mopai, I just don't think you can starting him after his kind of cameos recently. I think it's either or. People have said Damari Gray, but I just don't feel. I think it'll just keep coming back at us. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I'd give Sims the next couple to get some kind of momentum going, because I think he'd try and win some headers at least.
I think he just he's got a bit more presence regardless, even if he doesn't like get the goals, like just a bit more presence up there is what's
That,
needed.
that's where I'm feeling.
Yeah. I mean, whether the Arsenal game's the right time for that, I don't know, but I certainly think, like you say, it's Forest after that. I think that might be a good time to give him a go. And then I think it's Brentford at home. Definitely give him the home game, that's for sure.
Yeah. Um, I just think Malpai, we kind of got to the point where I don't think we're gonna score goals with him. Well, I don't think he's gonna score goals, and I just think we've got to have a more physical player up there and see what happens. If Malpai plays, I wouldn't be too mad because I don't expect anything from Sims either. So it really is like the bottom of the barrel, but
Yeah, it certainly is bottom of the barrel. In terms of the other personnel, is there going to be any other changes, midfields, or I
no,
highly doubt the defence had changed, but
I'd go with as you were. I think that sort of team and the shape got 2 clean sheets from 4 games. So on 50% of our games and with the new system, we kept 2 clean sheets. And so if you start just going changing, you're never going to get that momentum. And I think it's done okay defensively. We don't deal with that throwing well enough. And the other one was a counter attack. We're pretty solid, I think. I think keep that the same definitely.
yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of
There's
the
not like loads of options even for that, is there? I mean, what would you realistically change in there? I don't know.
yeah, I think we all know how it's going to be. Like we said it before, like it's going to be a sit-in, low block, no.
Well, that makes most sense to me. Someone,
It's sensible when you're playing these. I think tactics against Arsenal last time were pretty spot on. Obviously, that's a home game, so it's a bit different, but I think it's still the same good side that we've got to nullify.
yeah, I think go with them three in midfield, and they move the ball quite slowly. Really, they create good chance. They're a bit like Man City, but a bit different. And I just think, can we just sort of like can we stay in the game? And if we can stay in the game long enough, there might be something in it. I've seen I saw Burnley for many years get points and wins at these grounds by just frustrating teams and keeping them in the game. And we've got to do something similar.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the game plan. It's just a matter of what we can do and how far it can get us. Um, their side, we know what they can do, so we know how that we were able to stop them the last time. We've got to maybe hope that more of the same. Obviously, nowhere near as easy on an away
They're
ground,
they're in
but
a they're in a different league to us in many respects, and we have to play the game appropriately.
yeah, I think it's horses for courses, but it's just about how far it gets us. And on that note, we'll finish up here with predictions. What are you feeling for this one?
I'll go 2-0 Arsenal. I think they'll just have enough for us, but I think we'll give her a decent attempt.
Yeah, I was going to say a 1-0 defeat.
Yeah,
Um,
Just as long as it gives us some kind of confidence, they've got some bottle to take Forest on.
Yeah, well, that's the most important. I think it's getting into that game against the sides around us, really. Obviously, we beat
We beat
Arsenal the
Leeds,
last
didn't we?
time and beating Leeds, that was the big one, I think. Obviously,
Yeah,
I'd have loved to have got something against Villa because that's really disappointing. But
especially how we played so well.
I know we played well. But yeah, we've got to go into Forest and be able to play well again and hopefully get the goals we need. So, to get through this Arsenal game, come out relatively unscathed and hopefully move on to the games that really matter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I completely agree.
yeah. We'll leave it at that anyway. Fingers crossed that we've both predicted defeat, but fingers crossed that we're proven wrong. Stranger things have happened, but let us know your predictions, guys. If you're tuning in, give us a comment. Let us know how you're feeling going into the game. Get those comments coming in. Give this video a like and subscribe for more content. Until next time, guys. Thanks for watching on the Toffee Blues.